What exactly are we talking about?
Politics.
Sports.
Education.
We'll tell you anything you want to hear.
We talk, you listen.
BiGG's Golf Talk.
Well, here you all are, waiting to hear my broadcast. How very nice of you.
BiGG's Golf Talk.
America is talking.
Talking and yakety yak.
Blah, blah, blah.
It's all about talk.
A place for information, advice, golf news, golf reviews, and of course, golf humor.
Do you know who this is?
BiGG's Golf Talk.
Comes highly recommended. You're going to feel better if you talk to him.
That's the fact, Jack. Now we'll talk.
Connect with BiGG's Golf Talk on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all at BiGG's Golf Talk. Subscribe with us on YouTube and iTunes, Amazon Music, and the Google Play Music Store. We're also available on iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all your Alexa devices. We are live in Windsor, Colorado. I am Big John Quick, and this is Bill, the Golf Father Cuebas. This is BiGG's Golf Talk. I know we're a little bit late.
Just a little.
But it's hard to set up when it's dark outside. So,
But it works, as you can tell.
We are live at the Protect the Game golf outing, and obviously people are not showing up. People are setting up, but people are not here yet. As it starts at 8 a.m. Mountain Time.
Yes, but we were here bright and early, 5:10, 5:12, something like that. Getting ready for this wonderful, amazing live show.
I see our third person may not be here in person.
Yes.
May not be here in spirit.
Well, he's here in spirit.
But he's also here.
He's here
with us.
Yes, he is.
On BGT this morning. Greg Goff, the wisest man in golf.
Yeah,
Golf the wise.
You forgot his name, didn't you?
Good morning.
Well, it's hard. It's we got
the spotlights on us.
I'm going to blame it on mosquitoes. The mosquitoes are just horrible this morning. Whatever they are.
They just said that you're so sweet. They just keep biting.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Good morning, Mr. Wise.
Good morning, Mr. Wise. Can you hear us from your location in far, far, far away?
He looks I don't know if he hears us or not.
Well, that would be messed up. He's frozen.
Mr. Wise, can you hear us?
Don't see him moving. Well, Mr. Wise is here. At least his picture is on the screen. So he's probably having some technical difficulties with his internet. I'm sure he'll be back in any minute. But it's always nice to have the wisest man in golf with us on location.
Yeah, absolutely. Bill, you got to experience Protect the Game and all the umpires and the umpires' side of view of things in the last couple of days. You actually got to go with me to attend a summit.
Yes.
And brainstorm across the country with some great assigners and great people, great leadership.
Mm-hmm.
Now that you've seen that side of things, do you have a different perspective?
Yeah, absolutely. It was an eye-opening experience. A lot of people might think that it's really, really an easy task to assign or even to run these huge tournaments that are going on all around the country, showcasing the young kids, high schoolers, looking at colleges and stuff like that. It's no easy task, and each individual, whether it's a UIC or umpire charge, and or somebody that runs the company, the assigning company, you get to hear about all the difficulties, from people dropping out last minute, as we all saw. You guys are having a meeting and umpires are dropping down, and the signers are. Oh, excuse me, I gotta go, and that's how life is. So it's nonstop all day, morning, night, until you get all your staffing. And so it was totally different. But I do like the communication aspect of it, the way that everybody was sharing the ideas and how to grow what you guys are doing, the craft. And of course, we got to, Mr. Evans was there. That was a huge highlight for not just for me, but for even, the guys that are in the business that have been around. He brought a lot of knowledge to the table. He brought his book. A couple people got his book autographed. He was happy. Everybody was happy.
Maximizing Two Umpire System by Jim Evans. It's the official instruction book of Stripe Season Academy, which is the academy that Umpire Academy that I just launched with my company. And as a matter of fact, we have our first camp that happened this weekend, and we had last minute people show up and all that. It's just a good problem to have.
It is.
You
I
know,
mean, we've heard about that, and we heard about different ideas about running these camps and what the intentions are for these camps and stuff like that. Is to help the youth, help these families. A lot of people don't understand the umpire job. I don't know if minus the gratification that you guys are getting for doing it. I don't know if the accolades that they get is quite worthwhile. That they're helping the youth, the high schoolers, possibly become major leaguers and stuff like that. So there's a lot that goes into it, and a lot of people won't realize it unless they see or hear it. Like in one of those meetings, I had no idea that much went into it, but it was quite interesting, as a business plan and everything like that, and what you guys need to do. So, I'm hoping that you guys get to grow, and a lot of the companies want to implement some of your ideas, and you want to implement their ideas. So it's going to be interesting to see.
Let's see if we get Greg back with us and see if he can hear us. Mr. Wise, are you there? Hello?
We're going to have to call him the Frozen Man.
Hey, guys.
Hey, there he is.
Not sure if you can hear me, but I can't hear you guys at all.
Well, we can hear you. We hear you over our speaker and everything.
Yeah, we hear you and everything. So, but you cannot hear us, apparently. Can't hear us? No?
Not at all? I don't know. Let's see.
I don't know.
It says he checked Facebook and he has no live sound.
No live sound.
Sound went dead. I don't know. We're going to have somebody check it out and see if, I don't see everything on this end says that it's going right.
Yeah. Let's see. We're going to take a commercial break and see if we have what we have going on here. Check our channels and see if we're live. We hear it here. So,
yes.
All right. We'll be right back after this.
At the John Daly Major Ed Foundation, we also focus on making sure that we partner up with great organizations. Great organizations like St. Jude's, great organizations like the Boys and Girls Club, our friends at Warriors for Freedom, our friends at Force 50 Foundation, which provides veterans the health care that they need. As you can see, we are the safety net at the John Daly Major Ed Foundation to make sure that no one gets left behind on the field of battle and that you're taken care of in the home front. God bless you. God bless the United States of America. Hoorah!
You've heard me talk about Squares golf shoes and how they help you hit the golf ball further. And many of you are saying, oh, come on, Faldo, give us a break. How is that possible? But yes, they do. And it's proven with science.
What we noticed with the Square shoes was the shoe keeps the pressure in a more stable fashion towards the inside of the trail heel, allowing pressure to get to the lead side, generating much more club and speed and distance gain.
Visit squares.com. Change your shoes, change your game. Squares, the distance golf shoe.
All right, we're back here on BiGG Golf Talk, and apparently, our commercials are playing. Let's see if we got regular. Yeah, we're back. All right,
we're back, Greg.
Let's see if Greg is back, and maybe
Greg,
he can hear us now. Greg, are you there?
I'm here.
He's here.
He's there. You're not here. You're there. We're here.
Can you hear us? Okay, Greg.
I think Greg's going with the technical difficulties in the lateness. I don't know.
I can.
You can now? All right. Good job. So what are you doing all the way down in there in Florida? You're not here with us. I'm looking at all these mountains and everything. Yeah, because they're so different than all the other mountains I see. I don't think Greg's part of this. Yeah.
I think we're going to have to just...
Yeah. Sorry, Mr. Wise, the wisest man in golf. You're not connected with us. Well, you're here in spirit and everything else in here. So thank you for trying and attempting to joining us. But we're going to move on. We got some things that we have some of the sponsors out here.
Well, one of the things I
some
want to mention
representatives.
is the reason why we're here today
Yes.
is to raise money. So we were talking about this at the summit. You finally heard, what the behind the scenes are,
Absolutely.
how they get the equipment, how they, get the advertising, the marketing to get, veterans in and veterans a part of the program and get them trained as sports officials. And a part of that is the fundraising effort.
Absolutely.
Because this isn't free. It's not cheap.
No, not at all. I had no idea that how much it really is to start it up and the commitment that it takes for these umpires to do it, and to hear the stories about a lot of the guys that do it just because they love to do it. It's not about the money. You're not going to get rich unless you get to the major leagues or you get to college. There are some potentials in it, but ultimately it all starts for the love of the kids and the love of the game and aspects like that. And then it just continues to grow and grow and grow. I mean, this
what Protect the Game does is they're training military families and veterans themselves to become sports officials. And that's their way of giving them a purpose.
Yes.
Giving them something to give back to the community after coming back from, serving our country.
We heard a lot of words like camaraderie out there and stuff like that. So it gives, and I think one of the biggest things is the purpose that it gives them to get out there and not sit down. And we all know, I have children that are in the military, family in the military. And we understand the hardships that they're going through because of that. And they come back and sometimes it's not the same and they need a purpose. They need a new purpose. They went from a family and brotherhood and sisterhood. And then they come out and then they don't have that anymore.
Right.
So these umpires and especially this for Protect the Game, that's exactly what it gives them. It gives them a purpose. It helps them and their family get out there and learn that all over again. Because the band is a band of, I hate to use the word, but it's a band of brothers, band of sisters.
It's a family.
It's a family out there, and that's what you get with the umpires here and Protect the Game and Pathways and all these other companies that are out there promoting this stuff and doing it and giving back. So people are like, oh, money. No, it's more than the money, because if they know what the cost goes into it,
right,
it's a totally different story. I had no idea. I had no idea what it cost, for them to get their uniforms, the donations, how much it actually is. I mean, it could cost almost $1,000 if you're going to get all the good equipment. And these guys, have a time period. Some of them were saying, oh, I give them two weeks. They go out. I teach them. They do games. And then if they're really committed and they really want it, Protect the Game here is bypassing that, and they're helping them get everything. From chest protectors, masks, and that stuff's expensive, and it's not cheap stuff. Oh, here you go. No, and then you guys stay with them, and then they teach them, and you have all these things going on behind the scenes that nobody knows. And we actually met one of them yesterday from D Bats.
Yeah.
Great guy, and he told his story and everything like that. And that's what you want to see, and that's what you want to hear. You want them. They're giving back just as much as we're giving them, which is amazing.
A special thank you to Folds of Honor New Mexico, by the way. Folds of Honor New Mexico provided me with many challenge coins to give out here to the veterans that's going to be in attendance. So we're going to be giving out some challenge coins to the veterans here in attendance. Yeah. And we actually gave some to
the staff.
Protect the Game staff and here and all that stuff this morning. Mm-hmm. But, Bill, I think I could speak for Protect the Game when I say, sure, we're training individuals to give back to the community, but for us and for anybody that's involved with Protect the Game, it's a way for us to give back to our veterans.
Absolutely, and that's what I took away from it. They want ways to give, and it works twofold, because if we're training we've heard the stories. Some of the guys during baseball, they have that camaraderie going on. They're happy. They're involved. And then when they don't have the baseball, because we don't have baseball all year round everywhere around the country. In Albuquerque, you don't have it, but in Florida, they might have it 8-9 months out of the year. So we got to make sure that one of the biggest things I heard, reach out to your people, talk to people, see how they're doing. And that's what this program's all about. They're going to reach out to that soldier that's now an umpire or a sports official, doing whatever they're going to do, whatever sports they decide. They could do baseball. They could do football. I mean, these guys were talking about all kinds of things that they can do to keep them involved all year round. And the thing is, the mental state that some of these soldiers, unfortunately, are coming back is not great. And I know for me personally, when I went through my bout, I mean, golf, I always tell you, but golf saved my life. Golf saved my life. Umpiring can save lives too. It's a whole different aspect of it. It gives people a purpose. And I think ultimately that's what we need in life, people to have purposes. There's people, that want to stay home and do nothing. These guys don't want that. They want to get out the house. They want to live a normal life. They want to do so much. And, this Protect the Game is giving them that opportunity.
Absolutely. By the way, you may not be able to be a part of this largest fundraiser for Protect the Game here in Windsor, Colorado, but we certainly hope that you are on an annual basis. But if you want to show your support for Protect the Game, please visit their website at www.protectthegame.com and make a donation today.
There's a silent auction going on.
Yeah, there's a silent auction going on.
Lots of great memorabilia. I know I saw when I was last on 3 bats, Protect the Game bats, which are really, really cool.
Well, it was our good friend from Tour Edge, Bo Jackson.
Because Bo knows. Bo actually signed a bat for them. And they got 2 others. I know one was Carlton Fisk. And listening to the stories and the connection that they have with them, it's amazing and it's cool. And hopefully it lasts a very, very, very long time. I think there's a lot of work that we have to do, period. But, you guys out there can start just by donating. You'll get something in return. And there's a lot of great autograph stuff. There's a lot of great items on there, period. So go check it out, make a donation, order your stuff. I don't know how everything's going to work. I don't believe you have to be here, but I'm sure if you win the bid, they're going to make sure that you get your stuff.
And, that's one good thing about all these umpires, major league umpires and all that stuff, such as retired umpire, certainly deserves a Hall of Fame. Jim Evans,
yes,
will be here and he's golfing and he's actually scheduled to come on the show if he can make it. And we'll get him on the show and talk about what his thoughts are about Protect the Game and what they're doing to help our veterans become sports officials. And, it's about closing the gap on shortage, but it's more or less talking about giving this purpose back to the veterans, as I've been speaking all morning of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you hit it on the head right away. I mean, it's about giving back. And, I didn't know about Jim's system. I learned about his book, and the thing is, I always try to figure out how do they have 4, 3, 2. I learned about rotations. I've learned about so much and covering everything and make sure that these kids are having a productive way to learn how to play baseball and keep everything in line, because it's not easy. We all know, we hear the horror stories, we see the horror stories, and maybe those people that don't like the way these umpires are doing their job, I mean, you're more than welcome to come out and do their job, take the training and do it and don that uniform and go give to somebody else's kids, because in regardless, you guys are giving precious time. Because people might say, oh, it's a weekend. Yeah, it's a weekend. That's when most people are off. These guys, this is their second job. And some of them don't even need it. They just do it for the love of the kids and growing the game. So
now that we've given you an intro about what Protect the Game is all about and why we're here, let's get into our second break.
Yes.
And then bring in our first guest.
Yeah, I'm ready for our first guest. Let's bring him in.
All right. More BiGG Golf Talk live from Windsor, Colorado. At Highland Meadows Golf Club.
Beautiful
at the
place.
Protect the Game annual golf outing. And we'll be right back right after this.
Are you an E or a C?
Both have Ridgeback. These are loaded with tech.
Which one are you gaming? Definitely E for me.
It's just so forgiving.
I'm definitely an E. C is for Cheka. What else?
C is for kill it.
C is me. Low spinning bomb.
So, are you an E or a C?
I don't know. Hey, wait a minute.
pound for pound, nothing comes close.
We're back, and I gotta block the sun here. There we go.
Block that sun.
We didn't know where the sun come up around here. So.
Oh yeah, it's there. We're gonna need a blocker.
All right, Bill, you want to introduce our guest here?
Yes, it's Mr. Kevin Mans, correct? Yes, sir. Veteran, correct?
Veteran, U.S. Army veteran.
Well, we don't
U.S. Army veteran and family-owned company. Can you speak? Check your thing.
Check.
Oh yeah.
All right.
So tell us why you're here. I'm wearing this hat, and it's where and most people be like, "What's wrong with Bill? Bill has his hat backwards." And I'm like, "Yeah, it feels funny because I got it blocking. I never wear my hat backwards. And while you're wearing it forwards, for me, it's backwards." Right. Because it's not opposite day, folks. Everybody knows I wear my hat backwards, and I'm wearing a special hat today.
What's good for some is good for others.
It's
or
good
something like that.
Something like that. So tell us what you do. I know you have your product, Cat Daddy, in your hand, and I know we have to hurry up because he's also participating. He's sponsored a hole. He's going to be out on the golf course showing his product, and what better way? A veteran giving back to veterans, and that's what we talk about. It just keeps going and going and going, and there's a whole multitude of ways that you can help, whether it's product wise, donating, sponsoring, doing everything, going out there and bidding on an auction. So let's get you out of here. Tell us, what are you going to do today?
Well, thank you for having us. My name is Kevin. We own the Caddy Daddy. I am a U.S. Army veteran, and we developed this ultimate golf accessory for those people that leave their clubs behind around the green.
A lot of people do that.
It takes you 3 shots to get out of the trap, and you throw that sand wedge, and then you forget about it after you 2-putt.
Yep.
So we designed this ultimate golf accessory to keep those clubs up off the ground, clean and dry.
Yes.
Be stylish at the same time. You can hold a beverage, throw your cigar up top.
Yes.
Your 3 basic clubs that you use around the green, whether it be your, obviously you're going to have a putter, and then you're going to have a sand wedge or a pitching wedge or a 7-iron, whatever you chip with.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, yeah, the Caddy Daddy.
You got to make sure you go and check out the Caddy Daddy. What's the website?
It is caddydaddy.com, KADDIE.com, Daddy Caddy.
And we're going to have more photos up. And of course, when the video goes up, we'll make sure that you guys have that website so you can go check him out. He has to get out of here, unfortunately, because he's going to go work. We're going to work.
Here you go, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your service, sir.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Yes. Foes of Honor from New Mexico donated the challenge coins. So next time we see you, we hope you have that challenge coin. Otherwise, you'll be drinking, sir, with us, but for us.
Well, either way,
I call that a win-win situation.
I'm honored to be here and just wanted to say thank you again for having us.
Thank you. We appreciate you. And folks, also, that's why I don't have a collared shirt. His fault.
Representing.
Yeah, I'm representing. And people were like, what's going on with him? I did not wake up late. I woke up really, really early, but it was intentional. I'll be back to normal, or somewhat normal soon. But for today, this is my normalcy. It's about the military, wearing a camo hat. It's about giving back. And we'll have more. I don't know if we're going to take a commercial break for the swap so we can get him to go out and set up.
Sure.
All right, so we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
You've heard me talk about Squares golf shoes and how they help you hit the golf ball further. And many of you are saying, oh, come on, Faldo, give us a break. How is that possible? But yes, they do. And it's proven with science.
What we noticed with the Square shoes was the shoe keeps the pressure in a more stable fashion towards inside of the trail heel, allowing pressure to get to the lead side, generating much more club and speed and distance gain.
Visit squares.com. Change your shoes, change your game. Squares, the distance golf shoe.
Are you an E or a C?
Both have Ridgeback. These are loaded with peg.
Which one are you gaming? Definitely E for me.
It's just so forgiving.
I'm definitely an E. C is for Cheka. What else?
C is for kill it. C is me. Low spinning bomb.
So, are you an E or a C?
I don't know. Hey, wait a minute.
Pound for pound, nothing comes close.
At the John Daly Major Ed Foundation, we also focus on making sure that we partner up with great organizations. Great organizations like St. Jude's, great organizations like the Boys and Girls Club, our friends at Warriors for Freedom, our friends at Force 50 Foundation, which provides veterans the health care that they need. As you can see, we are the safety net at the John Daly Major Ed Foundation to make sure that no one gets left behind on the field of battle and that you're taken care of in the home front. God bless you. God bless the United States of America. Hoorah!
We are back, and I'm blocked out by the sun. That's okay. The guests and
Yes.
Bills, I have a face for radio, so
we can
it's
still
perfect.
see us. But I want to share real quick. I'm going to throw this up in front of the mic over here, camera, whatever. I don't know if you guys can see it out there.
No, I can't see it with the sun.
Man. It's a beautiful picture from the wisest man in golf. He was ready to be part of this show, and he's at home in Florida with a face mask on. He has his catcher's mask on. I wonder if he knows which hand he's supposed to take it off with and throw you out of the game. I learned that too yesterday.
How to eject somebody with the right.
Somebody, which hand you got to do it. I'm learning signals slowly but surely. I'm learning the behind the scenes. But tell us about our guest. We have a guest here.
Yes, I go way back with this
Way
gentleman,
back.
and even before I got into broadcasting, but we go back in Chicago and the things he's done in Chicago, and
We can't talk about that.
well, we can,
The
but
things you've done in Chicago, those things we can't talk about. He's like, yeah, we can. No, we can't.
well, if I was to talk about that, then I have to be Mike Fitcher on board too.
Mike, we miss you, Mike.
But my good friend, and he works with Protect the Game and works with Triple Crown and Pathway Baseball, companies I work with on my baseball side of things. But here he is, Jordan Cohn, ladies and gentlemen, is joining us here.
And the crowd goes wild.
Jordan, Protect the Game, that was established back in 2019. Veterans and Sports Officiating. You guys started off, we talked about it at our meeting yesterday. Bill was there, but it started off with people donating used equipment. And now, a couple of years later, we're in 2023, and you have partnered up with Battles to Ball Fields.
Yeah, Battlefields to Ball Fields.
Yeah, Battlefields to Ball Fields.
We're learning.
And it's a great organization to be with. What they end up doing is they give the brand new equipment to the guys who go through our training and are certified. They go through our training and they sign up with them, and within probably 10 days they have all brand new stuff, base shoes, plate shoes, pants, shirt, all the equipment they need. And then as long as they stick with a year, they will pay their association fees the next year.
That's awesome. So they get the association fees for the first year waived or paid from somebody else, the organization?
From Battlefields to Ball Fields,
Okay,
yes.
so they do that, and then they get I didn't know how expensive this equipment really is that they have and that they get. So it's quite amazing, and it's not cheap stuff. It's good name brand quality, the same stuff that you guys are going out on the field with. This is what they're getting, and they're getting a bag I believe, also
Yeah.
as well. They're getting a bag. They're getting everything. And well, as long as the training, they go through the training. But can you imagine 10 days and you got a bag? Something's coming to your home, and you're ready to go to work. You're ready to start your brotherhood, sisterhood, whatever hood out there, and you're going to help the kids. You're going to give back, and you're going to be out there. And like you guys threw out that word a lot yesterday, camaraderie. And that's what it is. That's what you see, whether you're an umpire or not umpire. You guys, a lot of it going on in here. What does it mean to you to be able to give back?
It's it's something that I really enjoy. It's a good feeling when we run our guys through the training and they're done, and then we can get them out on the baseball field working, giving back to the community and giving back to the kids. Just a great feeling, and knowing they're helping them out. They love getting involved and meeting the people involved.
Mhm.
And John, it's a close knit group, the umpire group. It's a small world.
Sure
You never
is.
know. So
It
yeah,
really
it's
is
great.
And even though it's world, all around the United States.
Oh, it's worldwide. This
yeah.
brotherhood, I mean,
Well,
I got brothers in Japan.
Yeah.
I mean, we all have brothers in another country.
But what
that
I
have
saw
come here.
yesterday was USA all the way, and I mean, it didn't matter. You have guys on the East Coast, West Coast. It didn't matter. If you need guys, call me. I got you. If you need this, I got that. Oh, we all got. Nobody's like, nope. Nobody mentioned money. Nobody said this. All they mentioned is, hey, if you're short people, we have people. It's a group of people that want to work. They want to do things for kids. They want to see what they can do, the different challenges that everybody's having, because everybody's having different challenges, and that's what that summit was about. Everybody was talking about how they're going to overcome this, giving other people ideas. We have a couple of old timers bringing them, into that computer age. That hey, you don't need to write a check, sir. we got direct deposit. So there's a lot of stuff and a lot of ways to help that we can do it. But giving back is the best way that you guys out there can help. Go online, check them out. Auction items. I don't mean to put you on the spot, but we didn't know we're telling people about the auction items. If somebody online wins on that silent auction, will they be mailing the stuff to them? How will that work?
So we actually have not put that silent auction online, but
it was
just viewing.
Oh, it's just viewing. Okay, I viewed it,
but we have some more memorabilia and stuff that we're talking about putting up an auction in December.
Okay,
that we would send out to all the umpire associations and people that we're connected with, and probably doing a silent auction with some stuff in December.
I think that would be awesome because it's a great way to reach people everywhere around the U.S. And you got a lot of really neat stuff that you guys are accumulating. So that's going to be interesting. You're going to have to keep us up to date on that. So today, protect the game. We're here. We're going to golf. We're raising funds. Caddy Daddy, veteran-owned and family-owned veterans. They're here. They're going to be on hole number 4. So we have veterans giving back to as soon as we told them it was for veterans, they were jumped on. Square shoes. We know that's going to be part of it here as well. Shoes in a bag and socks. We have others that are coming out. Challenge coins. Make sure you visit their sites. I know there's ways to donate, whether you get something in return. What you do get returned is helping a veteran. Remember, what is it? 1% of the nation?
There's something that you get in return. You get in return a good feeling in your heart.
That's what I mean. They serve for us, and we can't forget that. The reason we get to be here today and doing the stuff that we're doing is because of them. There's a lot of stuff going around the world, and we don't realize it. But
one thing I want you guys to know, and we talked about this yesterday, one thing I want you guys to know out there is it just doesn't end with training.
Nope.
So Protect the Game doesn't just say, okay, here you go. Here's your equipment. You guys completed a three-day course. Now you're off on your own. That's not how it works. So Protect the Game is a division of pretty much Triple Crown Sports.
Absolutely.
And Triple Crown Sports is a national event that goes all over the country and does youth tournaments and college showcases with Pathway and things like that all across the country from New York to California. One thing that this organization does is they will put these trainees to work right away.
Yes.
Everybody was saying that.
We will connect them with a local assigner in their area, and then we will follow up with them, and they will get work. And we just ran a training this week. 5 people went through it, and we're already lining them up to start doing some high school softball here in the next few weeks.
Yeah.
So
now,
folks,
for first time, Protect the Game. And I think this is the first time this has happened anytime with any veteran organizations that's doing any kind of training with officials. But for the first time, you guys went out to Alaska. Tell us how that went.
Oh yeah, it was incredible for me. This was the second year we did it. We run a showcase event out in Alaska, and we tied in a training with that. We had nine guys train there, fast pitch and baseball. It was a good group of guys, and just enjoyed our time there. And the one bad part is the season doesn't start now till February.
Right.
But,
Yeah.
they were connected with the signers in the area that day, and hopefully they're going to get working and they'll get to some of their camps and trainings before the season starts and get started there. But it was a great time. It's beautiful up there, and just a good group of guys. It's 20 people in 2 years we put through training there. So.
And I will tell you this, Bill the Godfather Cuebas, what I have committed to Jordan was I'm one of those local assigners that got anybody in New Mexico that is graduated from this program, any graduates that work for me, and listen to this. To me, that badge of honor, that patch that you participated in Protect the Game training, anytime you work a game for me, you wear that patch on your shirt or on your hat, however they have it displayed. And I want you to wear that like a badge of honor during the game. And that way everybody knows on that field that this person's a veteran and this person went through special training and this person is a part of that third team out there.
I think it's amazing. And that was the biggest thing for me, seeing the patches, sort of like what you have on your shirt. But I met one of your recipients at DBATS. And I think it's amazing. I really do. And they should have that. The only thing I would say is like give them a little flag. You know what I mean? Put a flag on there or something to give them something more. For them, maybe it might be a little bit more, how do you say, gratifying, and an acknowledgement that, hey, I serve my country and this is my acknowledgement. And they're acknowledging our veterans. And that's key, folks. We have to acknowledge them, and they're giving back. They're giving them a purpose. Get them out there working, keep them occupied. It's a great way to go. You cannot go wrong. They're helping our children, our youth, the future youth, and we're giving them a purpose. And that I can't stress that enough. It's all about having a purpose in life.
And I can't stress I can't stress more than anything that it's just not the veteran being trained, but it's a family member being trained as well. So it could be a father-son or a daughter, daughter or daughter-son or, or father-daughter, whatever the case might be.
Yeah.
It's a family affair. And it could be the whole family that becomes umpires.
Absolutely.
The more the better.
Yeah. And when we talk umpires, folks, some people might just think we're talking about
sports
baseball.
Officials, right?
We're talking about sports officials, fast pitch softball. We're talking about everything across the board for these folks that are coming out here to do it. So it's a great way to support. I know folks out there need officials out there, and this is a great way to help get them on the field.
Jordan, if somebody wants a training session to come to their town, can they reach out to you at protectthegame.com, send you an email and say, hey, can we get a training session here in I don't know, North Virginia or South Virginia or West Virginia? Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. We're open to that. We're looking for more places. We're starting to put a schedule together for next year on what we're going to do. And John, I think we're talking about January.
We are talking about January, Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Yeah, Albuquerque, if you're listening, which we know you are, it's coming. You're going to get to see these two great-looking dudes out there helping you out, giving you some training, hopefully get you through the program and get you on the field because Lord knows I've seen this man pull out what hair he don't have looking for guys like you. So he's more than happy to put you to work.
Well, Jordan, I know you got to get back to it.
Yes,
people are starting to show up, and so we appreciate you coming out here.
Always.
And it's certainly our honor, and our we are blessed to be out here to show our support for Protect the Game.
And you keep making that schedule, and we keep promoting that schedule.
There you go. Well, thank you guys for all your support. We really appreciate that.
No, thank you for being here. We appreciate you.
Now I know we're going to have a father and son, the two people that went through the training that's going to be joining us, and we'll get to them a little bit. But Bill the Godfather Cuebas, people are starting to show up here.
Yes.
At Highland Meadows Golf Club here in Windsor, Colorado, and that's where we're at Windsor, Colorado, and it's really, really a special thing to see these as much as support. Here. And there's got to be 300 carts that's lined up here and ready to go.
Yes, lots of people, lots of teams, lots of camaraderie will be going on. We'll be doing it for the love of the game, every game, and for officiating, which is huge. raising money. Any way you guys can help them out. I believe they take equipment, right? Gently used equipment.
Gently, yes.
Gently used, folks, does not mean your glove has a hole in it. But gently used, they do take.
Do not send jock straps.
Yes. Oh my God. When I heard that yesterday, I literally almost passed out.
Do
Yes,
not
folks,
send your used cup.
Yes, don't send your used cup. How or why people would do that? Yeah. But yeah, the thought is kind, but yeah, no jock straps out there. They will take gently used equipment if you have stuff, because there's a lot of people that maybe have tried and weren't able for injuries or other purposes. That uniform that you have and that equipment can go to good use to help.
By the way, one thing we want to mention is we want to mention backswing golf events will be out here as well.
Oh yeah, I forgot because yeah. No, folks, Amanda's not going to be here, but her company will be here.
Her company will be here. Yes.
And she, we don't know. That would have been nice if we knew who she was, but we don't at this particular time. But it'll be nice to see her out there, and it'd have been nice to have her on. I didn't even think about that. We could have had her on, but yeah, there's going to be a lot of money made today. It's all going to go into protect the game, getting these veterans trained, and that's what we're here for, you know. And I'm looking forward. I mean, it's been a great experience, and I think we should get more people out here to experience this. Next year, we're going to have another golf tournament out here. So if you're a golfer and you want to give back, it's a great way to give back.
I'm looking at an individual, and it looks like he has a Dallas Cowboys knickers on.
But we won't hold that.
We won't hold that against him. You know,
we won't do it. You know, we're gonna be.
Are they our father's son?
If you are, come this side.
Watch out! You're
there.
There you go. Yeah, take a seat over here.
Yeah, one here and one there. The dynamic.
We're just gonna go. We're gonna go this. We're not gonna take a break. We're gonna just go right into this interview.
Have that one.
There we go.
Good morning, fellas. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you guys?
Wonderful. This weather,
it's beautiful.
It's amazing.
And your name is, sir?
Larry.
Larry. All right, Larry.
Get her done, Larry.
Get her done.
We love you out
and
there.
your name
Larry.
is
Santiago.
Santiago.
All right. Sir, yes, sir.
Larry, I understand that you served our country.
Well, my grandpa did.
Okay.
My grandpa was actually a cook in the Army.
Nice.
Wow.
And yeah. And this wonderful program also benefits and helps out, families that belong. So that's
absolutely.
What us,
that's what we were talking about.
It was a wonderful experience in College Station, Texas. We live in Austin.
Okay.
And we saw, you know what? We had several umpires tell us about this program, and we're like, I was just hoping that Mr. Jordan would take us, and he's like, heck yeah, come on in. You qualify.
That's awesome.
And we spent 3 quality evenings with father, son, and learned quite a bit from
We were just talking about
that's
that.
What
how this can be a family affair. It could be mother, daughter, son, father, daughter.
Yep.
But and then you guys experienced
that. He got me into umpiring. Yeah.
Okay.
This is
all right.
I started about
right on.
I started about probably 2.5 years ago. And then he first took me to my training because I couldn't drive. I was like 15 then. And I was like, Dad, why don't you just do it with me? And then he was like, oh no, if you end up liking it, maybe a couple years down the road, I do it with you. And then it's sort of during the week of my finals, we heard about this. And I did get to luckily skip my last 3 days of school.
There you go.
There was a positive for that.
Yes.
I got to skip the last 3 days of school. How cool is that?
So, Santiago, let me ask you, who or what got you into officiating?
Well, when I was around, like I said, 15 years old, I was looking for a job. And, I sort of knew that my baseball career wasn't really going to take off, that like high school was towards the end of it. And I was like, well, since a little kid, my goal's been getting to the next level.
Sure.
And I knew that, if I wasn't actually playing the sport, then this is another way I can get there.
That's awesome. So your aspirations is to get to the big show?
Of course. I don't see.
Well, Santi, tell them where you're going in January. Tell them where you're going in January.
Where are you going?
Well, in January, I got a
scholarship.
I got a scholarship to the MLB prospect umpire.
We were talking
Congratulations.
about. Congratulations.
You have the frame.
Yep.
You have the body.
We cut his hair a little bit too.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well,
but they would chip you away.
I don't know if they told you, but he was MLB
professional
too.
umpire for many years.
One of the first things that as a father I tell him, part of my job to prepare him for the umpire world is like arrive early, be loyal, look the part, iron your clothes, shine your shoes, and then this generation, Dad, what are you talking? And I said, look, your son,
take pride in your
you know
appearance.
the game,
yes.
And I said, but in So he just really didn't listen to his dad too much until Jordan told him the exact same thing. And Rob Silverton told him the exact same thing. And he's like, okay. So we actually attended the Major League Umpire Prospect Camp in Houston. And his shoes were shined. He was ironed. He had the umpire cut. We ironed his hat. He looked at everything.
Nice.
When the boy walks in there 5 minutes, and sure enough, these umpires are going, "What's your name?" Santiago. They're like, "That's what an umpire should look like." I mean, he was just to the T. Everything was ironed. And I said, "Son, that's what matters."
It does matter.
Even it matters when you walk on the field.
Yeah.
Mask tucked on your left arm. You're up there standing straight up. Your posture. You're looking straight forward. And you come to that plate meeting, sunglasses are off, and you're shaking your hand and getting introduced, and you're saying, "Jim, nice to meet you," and you're giving a firm handshake. You're not going to hold it like a princess. A firm handshake. Nice to meet you, sir. Good luck today. Jack,
have you met Jim?
Good to meet you today.
No, I have not.
You will today.
We're playing with him.
He's
in your
Yeah, luckily Jordan set him up with us, and I think I told him, I said,
let him sit with him.
Oh yeah,
the stories that you're going to hear are incredible,
and the knowledge you're going to absorb.
Oh Lord,
I'm telling you, absorb it all because he's a Hall of Famer.
It is. Last night we were with him. We were talking last night. We had dinner, and then we were just shooting the breeze, and the stories and the knowledge and just the questions. It's like overflowing.
I was fortunate enough to work with him and everything else.
It's incredible.
I learned so much from
him who his favorite pitcher was. I mean, a lot of the times when I was a kid, I was 7, 8 years old while he was umpiring, and he was talking about Fosse. He was talking about Thurman Munson. Man, I told him, I was like, I love Thurman.
Catcher, man.
You know what I mean? I was like, he died way too young. He never got into the Hall of Fame because of it. But then I asked him the hard question: who's your favorite pitcher? And he decided to tell us, well, my favorite pitcher, and he tells us the story about his car breaking down. It didn't start, and Catfish Hunter. And one of our sponsors that makes our bags is Catfish Hunter's nephew. So we're very intertwined with the Catfish Hunter family. We hear all the stories, and I reached out to him right away. I was like, "You never guess, I'm listening to Jim Evans talk about your uncle." You know what I mean?
Wow.
So you just never know what you're gonna get. And he talked about the World Series. I mean, I was in New York in the Bronx. He's like, "How did you get there?" And he's telling me how he got to Yankee Stadium. And did you know that they played in Shea Stadium? I was like, yeah, unfortunately, I remember. I remember.
Bill had the opportunity to ride his 1972
Bronco that he bought in Detroit,
brand
spanking new, as an executive, and he still has it. It has over 300,000 miles.
I'm surprised that's all he has. I mean, think about 72.
Yes, but he says he put a new engine in it.
Yeah.
He's getting some. It looks beautiful.
Yeah,
it really does. It's all natural. You're going to have a real treat.
Yeah, you're going to have a real treat. One thing I want to tell you, Santiago, is if you don't get a job out of that placement course, don't be discouraged.
Yes, that's what they talked about.
Because that education you're going to receive, when you walk out of there, you can walk right onto a college field.
Yeah.
And umpire right away. And I'm just going to say this right now. You're making more money doing college baseball than you are minor league baseball.
Yeah.
But understandably, you want to wear that patch on your shirt someday and all that stuff.
And that's admirable, but don't let it defeat you. You're young.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to remember that you just really got chosen for something that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And that's going to be with you forever. And honestly, when you
during that camp, probably only 2% of the people that attended that MLB camp in Denver got selected to do that.
Yeah. So, and you're still young.
Mm-hmm. He's just 18 years old.
We talked to guys that took 10, 11 years to make it to the pros, but they made it.
Yeah, you made it.
And I tell Sonny, look, this is the grind.
It is.
And I said, look, you got to look, what 10 years ahead of time.
And by the way, don't worry about girls.
That's what I said.
Yes, and Jim will tell you the story. If you get a job,
you'll have a girl in every city. Don't worry about your.
No. That's a bad example. I'm going to tell you a different story. I'm going to tell you a different story. You don't want that.
I'm going to tell you this. You need a woman to do your laundry on the road. You have to have a girl every single town.
Shots fired. Like I was saying, when you get out there, you be the gentleman that I'm
married now, so
the way your dad raised you, you don't need no woman to do your laundry. I still do my laundry.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I'm married. I still do my laundry.
So you get out there, you keep focused on you, on your and be selfish. This is the time you can be selfish. Be
Yes,
selfish
absolutely.
for you. I think if you really want to make it, you can make it. The only person that's gonna not be able to make it is you.
And I told him that. I said, son, look, I said, in when you play baseball, you're trying to make it the bigs. You might not be tall enough, fast enough, strong enough. That's not this.
Yeah.
It's what you put in here. It's your hard work. And I told him anything. Set yourself apart from every other umpire out there. I said, when you travel to Major League, you better be in a suit.
Yeah.
And I said, when you're not playing, you wear a suit. So why? I said, you never know if Jim Evans
First class. That's right. First class.
You might be. I said, when you check in, you're in a suit. You're looking proper. He's like, but I said, son, you never know who's going to see that.
Dress for success.
That's right.
Everything is just,
and
I saw for that month and a half, you are, you're trying to get a job. That's an interview the entire time, and you just can't let
they
up.
already noticed you now, but you should shine. Work on it now. You have the personality for it. So, because we were kind of worried, like, okay, the kid, who's going to talk more, the father, the son?
Definitely him.
Definitely. No, but I think you're holding your own, and a lot of people come on the show, whether they're adults and they're like,
no.
And we don't like dead space, and you didn't give us any dead space, which is good. So we know now that you want the MLB. So you're going to this. You got a scholarship. You're going to get this done. Then you become a major league umpire, and you're going to call who first? After that,
we're going to call Mr. Jordan first.
All right, and then you're going to call us because we're going to go to the first game that you're calling, so we can see it.
Let me tell you, it would be a blessing. But
I remember when I called him that I got in. Oh my goodness.
Well, I was in a meeting, and I was getting chewed out by my boss.
Oh,
I'm getting texts from him going, Dad, call me, which he never does.
Right.
And I'm like, and then he calls, and I'm like, well, you get off the phone. I said, I'm on the call. Just hang up. Dad, I need to talk to you. Just hang up. And he's like, call me. It's an emergency. So I get off the phone. I'm like, son, look, you don't understand. I'm getting pounded by my boss. He said, what do you need? Don't call me like this. I'm at work. And I'm kind of a big deal. But I'm getting chewed out. And he said,
Dad, I'm going to umpire school.
And I broke down, man.
Good for you.
And I've never gone from this to just 180 in emotions going, my boy.
Yeah.
And
I get teared up now thinking about it.
And I don't blame you. I mean, it's an amazing thing. It's not everybody gets to do what you're doing.
Yeah.
We have umpires that have been around forever.
4 people to pro school. All 4 have jobs. One right now is working AAA. And 2 others one's in rookie ball working in Arizona. Another one is working in single A. And it's just the most wonderful thing to get that phone call. So the 2 of them out of the 4, Kevin Scholes, when he got the contract, I was his first phone call. And I said, go call your parents, man. I'm proud of you. Go.
Get out of here.
Tim, I was his second phone call when he got a contract. And I said, congratulations, man. I'm very proud of you. Got it. I said, I told you, and one thing I will tell you, if I could give you any piece of advice, training here would protect the game. Awesome.
Yeah.
Don't ever say to anybody there, I was taught this way here, not that way.
Yeah.
Don't ever say that. Do whatever they want you to do. They want you to do the hammer, you do the hammer. They want you to have that hammer up by your ear, you have it up by your ear.
Yeah. Whatever it takes. I learned how to throw out people last night. I know which hand I'm supposed to take my mask off. I learned now picture this. There's 9 people eating. Only 8 of them are umpires. And Mr. Jim Evans himself says, hey, is this a fair ball or a foul ball? And I looked at it. That's foul. Everybody was like, well, that's fair. That's fair. And Jim goes, no, it's foul. I was like, dang. You know who's not an umpire, right?
Hey,
me. I'm the golf guy.
Well, see, what happened was it was that ball that was over or on or over foul, fair territory. And the ball settled on foul territory and never touched the line.
Touched it.
Right.
It was just like
so therefore, but if you just do it with a naked eye as an umpire,
you can't see.
That's over fair territory. That's a fair ball.
My eyes were naked. My eyes were naked. I picked that up right away.
No glasses.
No glasses. I mean, the common fans would say it's a foul ball because that's that's how they see it.
That was my proud moment. That's the only moment I'm going to have.
Santiago's been playing baseball since he was 5. And the one thing that he would always get upset, he didn't really care about winners and losses.
Right.
But if someone didn't follow the rules, he would throw a temper tantrum. I'm like, Dad, that's not the rule. And I remember when we were doing select ball, we would go to different tournaments. He would say, Dad, can you send me the rules? He was catcher, right?
Right.
And I'm like, and he just wanted to know, hey, what's the drop bat, number for this? He just wanted to know the rules. So
do you know Jim Evans was a catcher?
No.
Yeah,
you will today.
Catcher.
I'm trying to catch. I'm a catcher.
I know now.
Yeah.
I'm a catcher. And the thing is this, I mean, as a catcher, you know the strike zone because you see it so much. But Santi, tell them what you're doing right now with the rules.
Well, right now I'm trying to break it down because it's very complicated. It's mostly in like, lawyer talk.
Yeah.
And, I guess I'm dyslexic. And so it's sort of sometimes hard to
5 and
break
6
it down. And then
5 and 6. Just remember that.
That's all I need to know.
You will understand
Play
later.
the game and rules and infractions.
Rule 5
and 6. And I learned that. Really quick. 5 and
just
6.
concentrate on chapters 5 and 6.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he's rewriting everything. He said that.
I'm just trying to break it down.
Yeah.
Make it easier for just like anyone to understand it, especially. Like when you're brand new to it, it's hard. Like I'm not gonna lie, honestly, I thought walking into it, like my very first year, I was like, this isn't hard. I've played for what I was.
Baseball, you played, but never got dived into the rule book
and then
itself.
I remember Enrique telling me who was my very first assigner, and he was like, baseball players, they don't make the best umpires because they think they know the rules and they're good at basic baseball,
right?
But when you get down to like the nitty gritty little tiny things that just have never popped up in your game before, you just get caught off guard.
Yep, and you're gonna learn that today too. The infield pop-up rule. You'll learn that.
So fellas, I'm a pretty rookie umpire myself, right?
Right.
So he and I start umping together, and of course I'm making mistakes, right? And he's calm, and he comes to me and he's going, Dad, you blew that call, and I'm like, son, it's my first game ever. I'm like, because you don't understand. You should have read the rule. I mean, he gave me a proper butt chewing, and because he is the senior,
he did let me yell at him.
And I was like, son, right here and right now, I'll let you do it. But when you get home, we don't do it. But he doesn't. He's very respectful. But I remember him just taking it. He takes it so serious, And he came in one time. I don't know. I did 6 or 7 games. He fell down. I said, what happened? He goes, I think I blew a call, Dad. I said, well, it happens. He goes, yeah, Dad, but. And he took it hard. I said, son, the next day,
we are our worst critics.
Yeah. And I was like, wow, son. So for me, when he steps on that, diamond, he's a different person. He's focused.
And that's what it's about.
And that's what I told him. Now, if he could just put that into his home life, my God.
Oh, you're like cleaning the room and everything?
Yeah.
So, I mean, now let's go to you.
Yes, sir.
Who it seems your son has a little more experience than you do. And Mr. Evans is walking up right now.
I see him.
There he is. Mr. Evans. Woo! The man has arrived.
But for you, how do you feel getting this training by Protect the Game, and not only get that training, but being able to do it with your son?
Well, see, when I first started, like he said, when he first got trained up, I was like, son, I'm a director of IT. I don't need to do that. I'll just watch you. But just see how much he loved it, and the fact he said, Dad, I'd like to do it with you. Well, you know what? He's not going to be in the house all the time. He's going to be leaving, doing his own thing. I said, if this gives me quality time with my son, let's go for it. And we've done tournaments together. And like I said, I've gotten more and more. I ask him questions. He tells me. But part of it is just spending time with him, seeing him doing what he loves. And I found out that I love it. So I can't wait to start doing it. When he goes up and does his things, I want to be a leader in Austin and help others and recruit kids and recruit men to come do it, because there is a shortage, right?
Yep.
And it's been a wonderful experience. So we can't wait to start doing it in the fall. We're ready to work, right? But I've noticed that it is a lot of fun. It really is.
Santiago, I mean, if you want to stick
Past
around.
game 5. Past
do you
game
want
5 is fun. It was not fun.
We're gonna get Jim Evans on a little bit here. So if you want to stick around with him, but one thing I want to tell you guys and invite you guys, I'm the assigner in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So if you guys ever want to come up there and work with Pathway and
experience the beautiful mountains,
take him. He's ready to do it now. Because you know what, guys, we didn't, he got his assignment for Vero Beach, California.
Sure.
And we told you, No one called us, and I sent to so many people.
Yeah.
That said he's
Like-
ready. He wants to work. He wants
Right.
to get
I
knowledge.
probably reached out to probably.
But if you
5.
want to take him now.
He's ready to go. I probably reached out to.
There's a bunch of guys. Don't we have? Didn't we have Texas there last night?
Yeah, we had Texas there last night.
Whatever, guys.
Yeah.
Like I said, whatever you can do to
we
get
had
him.
everybody, East Coast, West Coast, in the middle. We had
No,
everybody.
he's taking online school this fall. He's gonna
So
live at
before you
home.
leave, I'm going to give you my business card.
Yeah.
I want you to call me because Pathway, I could put, if you're not going to have a contract outside this, which I think you might, but if you don't, we'll definitely put you to work in college showcases and stuff like that in New Mexico.
And remember what we were talking
And
about
you're not
yesterday?
that far. I mean, you're only 8
yeah,
hours. So.
Yeah, yesterday, one of the biggest thing was we were talking about during the summit was how getting young kids involved with other young kids. So he stepped up one and said, you know what? I'm not going to have my buddy. I'm going to have my best bud. And he brought
I don't know
dad.
about that.
So can you imagine that? And that, I mean, that's what we heard with stories. Bring your friends, How about bring your dad? How about bring your mom? Get out there and drag them and say, you know what? Let's do something together.
Yeah.
And it's look at the smile on his face. He almost cried here.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, you can watch your kids grow, and I mean, he's a smart kid. He already knew I'm not going to make it as a ball player, but I want to make the big show.
Yeah.
And he understands that there's other opportunities to get there, and I think that's admirable in itself. And I think you're going to make it, and I'm going to be praying for you that you do make it.
Oh,
thank you.
And then when Mr. Evans over there taps you on the shoulder, as he was tapped many
He has a lot of
years ago.
influence.
Yeah.
Yes, he does. And I mean, even the way he talks about his players that went through his school and are now up in the big show. He says it. There's guys out there that belong. And the biggest thing that he said is when they saw the confidence in people and how they promoted themselves, what they did. And nobody wants that person that knows it all.
No.
You know what I mean? They want that person that's the sponge and receptive. And I think you're on a good path. And the biggest thing is, I mean, Jim, he had his book yesterday that he has out. So he has a book. What is the two?
It's maximizing the 2 umpire system. It's available on Amazon right now,
Yes.
and it's $49.99. But if you want to order like a bulk of them for your association, whatever the case might be, Jim will certainly help you out with that and get you a bulk. Like Albuquerque, New Mexico. I'm working with the NMAA about making that our official training manual. I'm serious.
That's what he
everything
uses for his
from
academies.
how to take off your mask with your left hand, and all that, where you should hold your indicator, and all that stuff.
How to throw
It's
people
that
out of the game.
detailed.
That was
And
my
it should,
favorite part.
exactly. And the right people respect that detail.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And it's amazing how the littlest of details, from wiping your hand, from which hand you use, how you throwing some. I mean, I was like, what? I was like, you're out of order. Get out. I was just throwing everybody out the game because it was fun. I was like, wow, cool. Have you thrown anybody out yet?
I'm actually not.
No.
I know it's been like two, like I said, 2.5 years.
Sure.
and I haven't had to throw anyone
But
out.
see, do you feel and you can be honest with us, do you feel a little intimidated at your age?
No.
Throughout it?
No. You saw how fast he's like, nope.
I'm not.
Nope.
Nope.
And listening to Jim, I'm sure he'll share that wealth of knowledge. He was explaining to us yesterday. There's 4 things, and I can't remember because I'm old and I take vitamin B shots.
There you go.
But I know the 4 things that he was talking about basically was like you listen to what they have to say, you acknowledge what they had to say, you warn them, and then you throw them out.
Yeah.
There's the 4 stages of like, okay, you out of here. So and I think you have your head on your shoulders.
It's acknowledge, warn, and then eject.
But no, didn't he say
But
something?
There's restrict sometimes.
National
restrict, but
hold on.
It.
National Federation has a restriction rule.
But I don't
But
want to
official baseball rules, it's you acknowledge, you just give that look, then you warn, then you eject.
Yeah.
That's a 3.
I like the fact that he knew that restriction thing.
There isn't much he doesn't know because his passion is to know that he is.
All right, we have
crazy.
about 15 minutes, so I want to get Jim in here. Chief.
He didn't hear you even with this
All right,
last
we're gonna-
fight. Yeah, you can stay there.
We're going to take a break real quick, and we'll be right back with retired MLB umpire Jim Evans will be joining us here next on BiGG Golf Talk.
At the John Daly Major Ed Foundation, we also focus on making sure that we partner up with great organizations. Great organizations like St. Jude's, great organizations like the Boys and Girls Club, our friends at Warriors for Freedom, Our friends at Force 50 Foundation, which provides veterans the health care that they need. As you can see, we are the safety net at the John Daly Major Ed Foundation to make sure that no one gets left behind on the field of battle and that you're taken care of in the home front. God bless you. God bless the United States of America. Hoorah!
Having a corporate or charity golf event? Backswing Golf Events can supply your tournament with personable, professional golfers to entertain and fundraise on the golf course. They can accommodate any size group, whether it be 3 players to 500. They are your team. From range lessons, Beat the Pro, and Pro-Am style roaming, they're making lasting memories one swing at a time. So make sure to check out backswinggolfevents.com or call us direct at 661-316-3093 and book your pros now.
And we're back here on BiGG's Golf Talk, and I'm Big John Quick. He's the Bill, the Golf Father Cuebas. We have Santiago, who is a graduate of Protect the Game program, and
now going to
this is the
school.
marquee guest right here,
the Marquise,
Mr. Chief himself.
Hail to the Chief.
Good morning.
Hey, Jim. What's going on, buddy?
Not much. Once I got my GPS straightened out and get here, did you get lost on the way over?
Now, typically,
we left at 5 o'clock. There was nothing but the GPS.
Now, typically, when Jim and I golf together, we typically wear knickers.
Yes,
absolutely.
They're both not wearing knickers because they're not playing
because we're
together.
not golfing together.
However, his father is wearing knickers.
Oh my God.
He's like, oh my God. And say, yes, his dad is wearing what resembles knickers or a baseball uniform. I haven't figured it out yet, but
we're going to ask Jim, come on closer. Let's get you
Jim,
the
move
camera
a little
view
bit
here.
closer. Come
There
on.
you go.
Let's all move over a little bit. All right.
Jim, first off, how many years did you spend in Major League Baseball?
28 in the majors, 3.5 in the minors, so right at 32 years in pro ball.
Oh, amazing.
And you didn't think I was that old, did you?
No, not at all. No,
it was only a few years ago I felt just like this gentleman starting out.
Jim, what are you doing next Saturday?
Yeah, that's how it all got started.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about. I can't wait for him to sit next to you and you share what you shared with us, because listening to him was almost listening to you.
Really?
It really
That's
was
great.
From the catcher aspect.
Yeah.
He'll tell you more. I don't want to ruin it, but basically he knew that he wasn't going to go into the major leagues to play.
Yeah,
he's a player, but he knew not a player with women though. He's gonna.
Oh yeah.
You'll explain that.
Clarifying.
Hey, no. John and you bad.
Okay.
You teach him the right way. What you heard from the commissioner.
First thing he taught me was keep your nose clean.
That's
right.
Hey,
So,
you heard that?
Make
and
sure
your
you
laundry.
have lots of Kleenex.
That's it. So I know he's going to give you the real advice that you need to succeed.
Back in the day, Jim, you know how it was. I mean, we had women in every town, doing our laundry for us and all that.
Pre-marriage.
Stuff.
Pre-marriage.
Pre-marriage.
Exactly.
Pre-marriage.
Yes.
That's what I said. I said the same thing. I won't say how old I am, but I still do my laundry. I still do it. Yes.
I was 19, 20 years old, 21.
And he's still the same as he is.
I know.
She's giving him the thumbs down, folks, and that's the way I feel. So take the advice from this young gentleman over here.
Of course.
And I see a lot of hope for him, Jim. I'm going to talk to you later, and you give me your thoughts. Because talking to him is talking to like a young you.
Wow.
And I was
but I don't speak Spanish.
I don't either.
Oh, you don't? No, you don't? Really? I thought you were bilingual.
No, I took my mandatory 2 years of Spanish in high school, and
did you?
cut that off after that.
I learned just enough Spanish
to eject somebody?
To make the Spanish players think I knew Spanish.
Yeah. There you
so
go.
I would call somebody out or something, they'd jump up and give me something in Spanish, and I would say, "Abre los ojos!"
And you say, "I did open my eyes."
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm not that bad. I'm not that bad.
Abre los ojos y mira. And then I had a little phrase I would put on the end that I won't put on the air that made them think that I knew Spanish. When I left the game, we were getting these Asian players in the game, Japanese, Korean.
Yeah.
So I had to learn just a little bit of Japanese and
Isn't
Korean
that amazing?
so that they thought I knew their language and they'd shut up.
You see, this way they can't talk about you. That's all you gotta do. Unfortunately, folks, you gotta learn the bad words so you know what they're saying about.
Oh
you.
yeah,
Of course.
absolutely.
Now,
So
there's some individuals that might know that Jim Evans had a Jim Evans Academy, trained many professional and Major League Baseball umpires that's in the major leagues currently today.
Yep.
And Jim, that academy, we've talked over the years and stuff like that about that academy and how it meant a lot to you. I mean, yes, you've umpired at the highest level at the World Series, All-Star games, divisional series and things like that. But having that umpire academy is what you're most proud of.
That was my dream when I was going to college. Well, I was going to be a school teacher. I got my degree from the University of Texas in education, and I was going to end up in some
Texas.
Really?
Yeah, both my parents went to UT.
I told you.
And
Right.
we live in Austin right now.
You live in Austin?
Yeah.
All
See?
right.
I told you
I
there's a
moved
lot
from
of
Austin in '92. I had a daughter who was a competitive ice skater.
Bro, put your hand down.
And
Dad.
so we
Put your hand down.
we wanted to move where we could get her the best coaching possible.
Uh-huh.
So she had a former Olympian as a coach there in
Nice.
Colorado, and so no, my school was my dream. And after I got to the big leagues, you have goals. And my first goal, of course, is to work a playoff and then work a World Series. And I ended up with 4 of those and 10 or 11 championship playoffs and all this stuff. But the one thing I'm most proud of, my legacy, is my students that went on and not just made it into professional baseball,
That's what we're
but
talking about as
I
well.
felt like I had an impact on their life in some way by teaching them responsibility and how to approach life and deal with the ups and downs. Because as an umpire, you're certainly going to have ups and downs.
Yes.
There are going to be good days and bad days, and it's not always your fault. You're going to get blamed for a lot of things that you had no control over, but how you deal with that is going to be a key to your success.
And in today's society, you're going to wind up on social media for stuff that it wasn't your
absolutely.
fault.
Yeah. You just got to stay who you are and stay to your character and don't let anybody change that. Only you can decide who you're going to be out there. So,
And the one thing that Jim has done, I mean, he's trained Secret Service, people that went on to work for the Secret Service at the highest level,
Oh, yeah.
guarding the president and all that stuff. So what this man gives and does for people just isn't for the sport of baseball, but it's for life.
it's a life. It's a life lesson, and that's why I tell you, you're going to succeed. Whether you get that MLB or you're out there in the NCAA with colleges and doing all that stuff, you're going to be there. It may not be the big show, but you're going to be in a big show, and you're just going to shine. You have to shine. You have the personality, and that's what I see in you. I'm not.
We have about 10 minutes, so if you have a question for Jim Evans, go ahead and shoot in the chat. Chat room is open. Leave a comment. We'll certainly ask Jim Evans.
Or for the new guy, because apparently he knows the difference between restriction. He knew what a restriction was. Jim, I was going about over the 4 things that you told me. We were talking about last night over dinner stuff about, acknowledge, see and all that stuff.
Yep.
And I remember you said about restriction, and we
For
talked,
high school,
for high school, and we went all that stuff. He knew that.
Oh, yeah?
He did. I was like,
I just finished playing high school, so
Knew about the restriction,
Yeah, that's NFHS.
In some sports, excuse me, in some sports like basketball, I have some friends that work basketball. They call it the seatbelt rule. It keeps coach on the bench. You can't leave the bench. I mean, that's another step in that procedure. So whatever works at that level. But in professional baseball, when guys come to my school, I'm taking guys like this gentleman who has maybe umpired Little League, Pony League, Youth League, 14-year-olds, 15. If you get a job in pro ball, you may be dealing with a coach or a manager who's been in the game 30, 35 years.
Yeah.
And he knows every trick in the book. Now, you've been working with 14-year-old kids and guys that are a postman during the day and coaching the team at night, and now you're going to be dealing with this crusty old veteran. You better have an idea of what you're doing out there, not just ball strike, safe out, fair foul, but and how to handle situations when they come out to argue with you. And that's called management skills. And that's something that's lacking. That's one of the things that will separate the men from the boys and the women from the girls in the minor leagues is the ability to handle situations.
I'll tell you what, one of my most favorite ejections was, I was early stages of my umpiring career, and I had a coach come out to the home plate arguing balls and strikes, and he had a broken accent, and he said, I have 40 plus years of experience in this ball, and he kept on arguing with me about how I was never going to see any kind of other baseball ever. I says, well, coach, you know what the difference between you and I are? He says, what? I said, I'm still in the ball game. Get out of here.
And it works. Huge difference.
Don't try that your first year.
Yeah, no, not your first year.
Yeah. You're going to run into a lot of people with a lot of war stories.
Yeah.
Okay. Got to remember where they are when that happened to them.
Exactly.
You have to build your own reputation.
Right.
Okay?
That's it. And he's going to teach you in a short 5-hour round of golf.
Oh, yeah.
Bonding.
I can tell my game's going to hell if we're talking about umpiring the whole 18 hole.
Jim, let me ask you about why we're here today. Fundraising for Protect the Game. You're a big supporter. Both you and I are great friends with Jordan Cohen, who's a part of Protect the Game. What do you think about Protect the Game, the veterans and sports officiating?
Anything involving the military, I'm gung-ho. I'm 100% on. I was actually in the military, not active duty, but I was in the reserves 11 years. I was a captain in the Army Reserves, and I have utmost respect. My dad was a World War II veteran, served in the Pacific, and I have probably 300 mementos of my career in my home back in Castle Rock. And the one thing I'm most proud of is that flag that they presented me that draped over his coffin at his funeral. Yeah. And, my career was great, but the military, we wouldn't be here without them.
Of course not.
Exactly.
And the idea that Protect the Game enables military veterans to get involved in something where they can share brotherhood and a fraternity, I think it's outstanding. I've done some work with the Wounded Warriors also,
you have.
And this is very important.
We might have our first MLB guy from Protect the Game.
Yeah.
You never know.
It could happen.
It could happen.
Yep.
Look out for this guy here.
Go.
I know we're short on time.
Oh, Matt Reed is here, and he is the best dressed, most color. Hey, look at his whole team. The whole team is dressed the same.
Colorful.
And I love that. Matt Reed is one of our directors with Pathway, and he's my guy in Albuquerque, New Mexico when I'm out there, and I have all my guys. And we have a new umpire to work for us at Pathway. He's been trained by Protect the Game. He's going to come up if he doesn't get a job, but we think that he might get a job, hopefully. We'll cross our fingers for you.
Plan.
MLB school.
And, Matt was actually able to see, and we got a lot of compliments during that tournament that we've had people that come home and some young guys. I mean, we had 18-year-olds out there working college showcases, and Matt will testify that was probably our best compliments that we've received from coaches with that crew working together, and they were like 2 years, after their training.
Yeah.
See that? That's going to be you and your dad.
No, I don't want him.
No. He doesn't want to be dad's boss. Who doesn't want to be dad's boss for a couple hours?
Oh, he walks in, we're like, hey guys, we're double trouble. And I'm like, no, that is not our nickname. That is not our nickname.
Can you imagine that?
I want to walk in, look nice, don't be really acknowledged. He walks in, he's like, hey, what's up, guys? We're double trouble out here. And I'm like, oh my goodness. I don't care what league it is.
Look at
professional.
He's a professional. You heard that? I'm a professional dad. That's it. I love this kid already.
Really quick, we got to get out of here and get ready for the event itself. Really quick, Jim, I want to promote your book, Maximizing Two Umpire System. It's my official training manual, obviously, with my organization, working on making it an official training manual for the state of New Mexico. Hopefully we could get the official training manual nationwide.
Super.
Talk a little bit about how long that took and what motivated you for the book.
It's amazing that when I started my school, I got approved by Major League Baseball in 1989. My first class was January of 1990. There was no textbook on umpiring. There was nothing in writing. There was no red book. There was nothing about rule explanations. And I took it upon myself to write a 700-page book discussing the evolution of baseball rules. And I started working on this Maximizing the Two Umpire System manual. The two umpire system is the basis for all systems.
Yep.
Once you learn the two umpire system, then it's a lot easier to move into the 3 and the 4 and, of course, the 6. But basically, that was a dream of mine, and I spent a lot of money hiring professional artists to illustrate it for me and do all these things. And I had Dick Nelson, who recently passed away.
Yep.
But Dick worked for the umpire development program in BiGG for 19 years after he retired from the military. And he helped me, confirm and ascertain that all the mechanics were proper. And then I wrote all the words, and we put it into a 285-page book that I think is going to be around a long time after I'm gone.
It's
a legacy.
If I have anything to say about it, it's going to be around for a long, long time, training our umpires.
They use it in Europe. I've been to Europe training for 9 times, in Japan 24 times.
Wow.
And it's used over there almost universally in amateur baseball.
Yep, absolutely.
That's awesome.
As a matter of fact, we with Stripe Season Umpire Academy, that was our training manual, and that's what I had all the instructors use to train our umpires. As a matter of fact, they're about to probably walk on the field in the next 30 minutes and get ready for their drills and things like that. So I want to wish you guys nothing but luck while I'm out here. But how can people find your book?
It's on Amazon. Jim Evans or Maximizing the 2-Umpire System.
There you go.
There you go, folks. Get that book.
Hey, I'm definitely going to buy it when I get home.
There you go.
I definitely will.
Dad, where's the money? We need your money,
No, I
Dad.
pay for my own stuff.
Oh,
There
he's
you
going to
go.
pay for it.
No, you know what? That's going to really help you. Going into January, and read that book and get in front of the mirror and work on your mechanics, work on your your calls and things like that. Be sharp, be crisp, and be loud.
Yeah, that's a good thing about being at home during the summer.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just walk around, practice my footwork, just around the house.
Hey, Jim,
we didn't have any money when I was in the minor leagues. They're making a little more now. It's still not where it should be. But we used to walk around the malls. We didn't have any money to spend in the malls in A-ball,
window
AA,
shopping.
But we would walk around the malls, and we carried our indicator with us. And my partner would say, ball. And I'd work my indicator without looking at it. Ball. Work the indicator without looking at it. Strike. Work my indicator without looking at it. And he'd say, what's the count? And I would go, 2 balls, 1 strike. And people in the mall would wonder, what the hell's going on here with this guy?
You guys have Tourette's.
That was cheap entertainment. But
You
plus,
see
I
that?
learned how to work the indicator without looking at it.
Yeah.
You'll see
You
a
just
lot
got
of
it.
amateurs out there that,
they're
that cut
yep.
ball one, and then every pitch,
Every
you're looking
pitch,
at
yep.
it,
See?
and you
My
learn how
dad-
to put a notch in the indicator
Yeah.
where you know where it is without looking at it. And
Yeah.
all kind of inside tricks,
And you're going to be loaded with tricks.
The thing is, like, around the 6th game, you're just like, I'm not going to lie. I like my 6th game umpire, and it's like, every pitch, I'm not going to lie.
You ever lose the count?
Yes.
What do you do?
I look down at my indicator.
Well, I mean, if you lose the count on the indicator after a foul ball or something, you forget, did I rack up my
I
indicator?
wait for some coach to yell out, come on, kid, 2 strikes now.
That's a good
He's
idea.
smart.
Or
Come
you
on.
ask the catcher. Say,
Yeah.
what's the count?
Man,
He said 2-1. I said, just checking to see if you're in the game,
Yeah.
yeah, knowledge. I'm just making sure you knew what the count was.
We got to get out of here. There's a golf
Yes,
event that's
we
going to be
gotta
taking
go.
place. We got to raise some good money for a great cause and protect the game. Jim Evans, thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you.
us.
Thank
Always
you.
great to see you and hang out with you on an annual basis now. And, I wish we got to get Fitched out here. I know you want to talk about double trouble. That's
Triple trouble.
triple trouble with us.
I hope you have a wonderful day.
Yes.
Congratulations on going, getting the scholarship.
Yep.
You got something very, very priceless today. Thank you for your service, sir.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
And you got one for the.
Is this
for
a
the
ball
other-
marker?
No, this is a challenge coin.
It's a sewer.
It's a challenge coin from
Challenge
the
coin.
Folds of Honor,
Wow.
New Mexico. Yes, everything. I mean, we wish you a lot of success. I see a lot of success in your future.
Thank you.
Today is one of your best lessons you're ever going to have. It's an experience
it's
you're going to take away
it's
forever.
going to be your second step to greatness.
Yes, it really is.
Did you tell him what the tuition is?
The tuition?
Yeah.
Oh,
For
no, he got a
all
scholar-
he's going to learn today?
Well, we're hoping the scholarship continues to carry on.
People pay
But the
$4,000, $5,000 to get knowledge from this gentleman.
and you got it for a golf tournament. Woo! It's
Hey.
priceless.
No, we're gonna get
As
around
long
it.
as he's making his putts, I'll talk to
All
him.
right, you heard,
If he's not
you heard
making
that.
his
You need
putts,
to.
then we're
Not
gonna
that
be
you're going to
talking.
act like a putts. That you
Hey,
need to
it
make
depends.
a putts.
Are we playing gimmies today?
All right.
You're out of here.
I can get it in gimme range. I can get it in gimme range.
For Bill the Golf Father Cuevas, Amanda Sensor, the Golf Diva, and the wisest man in golf, Greg Wise, who can't be with us today here in Windsor, Colorado. I'm Big John Quick. Our website is www.biggsgolftalk.com or .net, BIGGS golftalk.com or .net. Until next time, everybody, God bless.
And you matter.